All right, Tito. Well, you just signed with the UFC, and people out there, everybody wants to know why. What made you go back to the UFC? With so much hatred with Dana, mostly with Dana, not from the UFC owners, I don't believe. What made you really decide to sign back with them?
Well, it was a big decision on my part. I could fight for Strikeforce and make a huge chunk of everything. But if I fight for Strikeforce, then who do I compete against? There's Frank Shamrock, Bob Alou, possibly Fyodor. There's 3 fights. I mean, Fyodor is a catchweight, and that's even a for sure thing. And UFC have the top 10 guys at light heavyweight. And I want to get the next, 4 or 5 years of competition at the highest level I possibly can. And the biggest platform to compete at is UFC. They have Machida, uh, Rashad, Forrest, God, Rampage. I mean, the list goes on and on of the best fighters in the world. So if I compete at a organization that doesn't have the top guys in the world, people don't give me the recognition that I deserve, I think. So I want to test myself. I want to fight with the best guys in the world. So that was the biggest decision. I put on my MySpace and I said, my fans, who do they want to see me compete with? And it was either UFC, Strikeforce, or Affliction. And 98% of people said UFC. And they want to see me fight. I've been with the UFC for 12 years, and it's just one of those things. That's my home. That's where my brand has been built. And so I took a big decision of, making everything that makes the best sense to me, fighting-wise, business-wise, and competitive, man. I want to be competitive. I want to compete with the best guys, and the best light heavyweights are in the UFC.
Cool. Well, now also too, as the questions come up, I don't know if you can even answer this or if you're allowed to. Who made the first decision to call? Was it Dana calling you, or were you calling Dana, or if you can even answer that, or
Well,
how?
it really came down to, we have a friend, me and Dana have the same friend, Wayne Harriman, who actually talked to Dana a couple times, and they were mentioning, like, what is Tito doing? What is he doing? Heard he's maybe signing a Strikeforce. Would they give us another? Would he give us another shot of negotiations? And I took it to consideration when we talked, and me and Dana met in Vegas right before UFC 100 because I had a signing at the Hooters, and I thought, let's bury the hatchet. I mean, if I don't sign with them, I don't sign with this fine. But all the negative energy that me and him battle against each other, I want to get rid of it. Let's be men about it. And I sat down in the office with him. We talked and we had conversation. We really saw eye to eye of possibly what's the future for me, but just as friends, because we were good friends at a point. We were really good friends. We just didn't see eye to eye to a lot of things, contract wise. I'm very stern and humble of the things I say and the things I do. It's just I stand up for myself and for a lot of other fighters. So it's just a factor. We pushed all business aside and all personal stuff aside, and became friends, shook hands. And when I walked his office that day, he said, if you don't sign with us, it's fine. I just want to let you know that it's better to have you as a friend than as an enemy. And I said, same thing to me too. So we left on those terms of really seeing each other as friends.
Awesome. Okay. Also, too, now rumors been floating around of who you're gonna fight next in the UFC. Who are you? Do you know who you're fighting next in the UFC? Do you have it down? Can you say who you're fighting, or is there an announcement that's
Well,
supposed to be made?
there was an announcement that was made when they said that I re-signed with the UFC, and Dana White, first opponent he said, it looks like we're probably going to have Mark Coleman fight Tito Ortiz. And I was like, wow, Mark Coleman. That's someone who I look up to, and I respect Mark a lot. He was a former heavyweight champion, Pride fighter, heavyweight champion. Now he's down at 205. He had a great fight against, was it Shogun, and then he beat Stephan Bonner. So he's a threatening fighter at 205 now. And, he said that, and I was like, that'd be a good interest. He has a little bit better wrestling skills than me. His stand-up skills are okay. I think I have a little more strength than that in the stand-up area. Ground skills of jiu-jitsu, I think I have a little more better jiu-jitsu than him. And I said, sure, let's do it. It's a warm-up fight, as they say. But no fights are ever warm-up fights. All the fights are the same. I treat them the same, and I know I'm interested for it. I'm excited for it. So Mark Coleman, if you want to step up, I love Mark. Mark's a good guy, but it's competition, and may the best man win.
So have they found out a date, or have you set a date on your possible comeback fight?
No date's been set yet. We're looking possibly in maybe November. to early December. If not, the New Year's card. Or if I fight in November, it's an easy fight, then I'll fight in the New Year's card again also. So 2 fights back to back would be awesome. But I think just the comeback of me is the most important thing now that I got my back surgery done. And me being 100% is something I've always been wanting to do over the last 6 years. So now that I got the surgery done, people got to see my training, what I've been doing, and I have no more back pain, no more back soreness, no more achiness, no more numbness going down my legs, or like I have over the last 6 years. So me at 100%, it's gonna be good. I promise. It's gonna be good.
Cool. Well, I think the questions have been asked. Let's talk. Basically, we're right now. A lot of you guys know that I work with Tito, shot videos. We're going to bring a lot of the video and everything to you. We'll show a lot of training, events, special things he's done, like you've seen, a lot of things from the past that we've done. And
well, I think this time it's more of UFC has always been the ones to show people how I train and things I do. But I'm going to take a step forward and bring you guys, the fans, into my world of training and the way I think, what I think before fights, the way I think, what makes me tick. And I think you guys be very, very interested in the things I do. All the haters will still talk their shit, and, which is fine. If it wasn't for the haters, you never have guys to love me. All the guys who love me, they know what I do when I come in to train. I give 100%. It's either pass out, throw up, or die. Well, I haven't died yet, and I haven't passed out yet. I throw up all the time, so those are my 3 levels I try to go up to. And I always make it to the first one, but thank God not the last 2.
it's cool.
Well, I'm excited though, so
Stay tuned. We'll have a lot more. One thing is though, you guys on the internet, no bad mouthing of our military for one, and family.
Yeah,
Nothing
stay away
else.
from my family. That's all I say.
Yeah.
That's one thing. I don't go to MMA.tv anymore because all those guys, they talk smack on Jenna, talk about as a children, mother of my children, and I can't do that, man. You talk shit as much as you bought about me. I don't care. It don't matter. Don't talk about my kids. Don't talk about my girl. Talk about me as much as possible. Keep the family out of it. And of course, the military. I'm a big supporter of every one of the men and women who fight for our country, and that's what I've always done, and it's just something I'll continue to do. So, 2009 is the comeback of Tito Ortiz. Get to check it out. Mark Coleman, I love you as a friend, but you're gonna have to be an enemy I'm gonna beat down.